All right, hello everybody. Welcome to Q&A live stream number 56. It is approximately 8 p.m. right here on the East Coast in the great state of New Jersey. So I have a couple of things to go over today, but first let's make sure that everybody is in and stuff, and we'll get started. There's a couple of things I want to talk about in today's Q&A live stream. Not sure if you guys have seen the video today, but we'll go over that topic as well. It's a pretty sad one too, and it is certainly bittersweet. It's really just a shame, but because of this is. I mean, now we are in the ripple effect of the coronavirus pandemic, which is very unfortunate. So. Get ready, guys, to see a lot more store closings and also a lot more elevator losses in particular. Aside from the elevator losses of Sears Smith Haven, Kmart at Penn Station, Macy's and Comac, and Nordstrom's at the Freehold Raceway Mall. So there will be more losses. And if you guys have seen the video already, great. But like I said, once more people join, I will explain a couple more losses coming to and more store closings that have been added on to other companies or other companies that have decided to close some stores. So yeah, like today is Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020. But a lot is going on today. So yeah. So the first thing I want to talk about today is JCPenney. So JCPenney today just announced 13 more store closures. Unfortunately, I'm sure you guys have already seen the video. So JCPenney is closing at least in New York State, in particular, a Mid-Hudson region store and a Long Island region store. The Mid-Hudson region store is at the Poughkeepsie Galleria in Poughkeepsie, New York, and that has two generic Westinghouses that are very similar to Bloomingdale's and Bridgewater. The other store that is closing is at the Westfield South Shore Mall, and that has a classic Dover elevator from the 1980s. And also a Burlington that serves the first level, the second level, and then the staff level. So it's a very interesting shape for a JCPenney store, and I'm definitely going to try and go out there. Don't have a confirmed date yet, but stay tuned for that announcement regarding Westfield South Shore. It will definitely be before 4th of July, just not this week. I'm literally waiting for one more anchor to open, which it still is Lord & Taylor. Still has not opened at that mall yet, which is a shame. Yeah, hey, Fantech. By the way, JCPenney at the Poughkeepsie Galleria is closing. I think liquidation sales are going to begin at some point by the end of next week, and it's going to be closing at some point in August. Yeah, I know. Well, now we're not in really the pandemic anymore. Now we are feeling the ripple effect of the coronavirus pandemic. Also, Zinberger today just announced that they were closing a couple of restaurants. The one up in Paramus near the Westfield Garden State Plaza also closed as well, and that they were struggling financially as well due to the construction on that part of the mall. But I guess coronavirus was the final nail in the coffin for that location and a couple of other locations across the state of New Jersey. So no other JCPenney closures in New Jersey. The only JCPenney closures are the Poughkeepsie Galleria and the Westfield South Shore Mall. Now, I will not be doing the Poughkeepsie Galleria only because it's two generic Westinghouses that are very similar to Bloomingdale's at Bridgewater Commons, so it's just not worth it for me to make the trip there. However, I will be doing Westfield South Shore because, like I said, a classic Dover elevator from the 1980s and also a Burlington elevator with Innovation Universal, but still having the original Burlington motor, which kind of makes that elevator unique and special. The next thing I wanted to go over was what's it called? All these great Sears layoffs that are going on. Nothing here in particular. It's on jobs.sears.com. Lots of closures in California, although the East Coast doesn't get really affected as much. The closest store that's closing, Kmart and Sears related, is in Walnutport, Pennsylvania, which is in the greater Lehigh Valley area. Yeah, that would be correct. Only Macy's and Target. So I'm sure Macy's days at that mall are probably numbered as well. But JCPenney, I was really surprised about too. I mean, Sears left the mall, I think, earlier this year, and now JCPenney is leaving the mall. So only Macy's and Target. I mean, that mall still has a Target, which Target still somehow does very successful. So I think the mall will be okay. But it's a real shame that JCPenney is closing at that mall. And well, I mean, that's not a huge loss, but I'd say more so Westfield South Shore is much more of a loss because that mall is poised, because that mall also has a Lord & Taylor store. So now it's poised to lose JCPenney and possibly Lord & Taylor, depending on what Lee Totet says in the next couple of weeks or so. Which means if they do lose both anchors, only Macy's and Dick's Sporting Goods will be left at the mall. Oh, yeah. Only 4. NJ only has 3. I think New York only has about, I don't know the exact number. We have Valley Stream, Westfield Sunrise, surprisingly. I don't even know how that store is still standing at this point. White Plains, Newburgh. I think that's it. Yeah, I think only 4 Sears stores in New York, but I'm not 100% sure. There might be one more that I missed. It might be 5. I'm not 100% on that one. So, anyways. But yeah, we do have the unfortunate and sad loss of the Westfield South Shore Mall JCPenney, and definitely the loss of the Poughkeepsie one in particular. So yeah. Anyways, so yeah, the next thing I wanted to talk about was reopenings and stuff. Yeah, you should definitely if you're in that area. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm gonna try and do South Shore. I'm definitely going before. I'm definitely gonna try and go before 4th of July because I don't want to go 4th of July on the trains and stuff. I think it'll be crazy. But I'm gonna try and go before 4th of July. So that's certainly something that's in the cards. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to get to was amusement parks. It was just announced today by the NJ governor that said amusement parks, outdoor water parks, and playgrounds can operate at 50% capacity. So we're starting to slowly come back. But I mean, in regards to coronavirus nowadays, a lot of it has migrated south and west of our area. So now those areas are seeing the spike of the number of coronavirus cases, unfortunately. But a lot of it has to do with a lot of those people down there not practicing social distancing. And if I have it here, I don't know. Do I have it here? Let me see. I thought I brought this bag up. I was going to show you guys something. But yeah, they weren't wearing a face mask either, and that's a huge problem. So definitely, guys, keep wearing the face masks. You know, just because the only time, and again, the only time you should take your face mask off is if you are sitting down at a table to eat food. That is the only and one time you should take your mask off. Otherwise, don't take your mask off. So be smart and don't be stupid. Wear your mask and try not to gather and try to go at reasonable times to malls, and obviously go earlier in the day and go probably later in the day. Hello, Ultra Eric. How are you? But yeah, so that is another great announcement. New Jersey malls are opening up on Monday, June 29th, 2020. So that is also very exciting as well. I'm looking forward to that. But obviously, my first destination is going to be in New York, not in New Jersey. And the next thing I wanted to get into, and this is something very interesting. I actually read this today on an article. A Crate and Barrel warehouse has opened up in the former Lord & Taylor store at the Monmouth Mall in Eatontown, New Jersey. The reason this is very interesting is because now I have another chance to go see the Vector at that former Lord & Taylor store. So I might have to take advantage of that Crate and Barrel warehouse. So that could certainly be something that's in the cards as well. So oh, my apologies, guys. I have to put headphones in. So just give me a couple of minutes. Sorry about that. I'll be back in about 5 minutes, guys. I have to just go put headphones in. Let's see. I will, though. I will definitely go to Westfield South Shore. Absolutely. For those 2 elevators, it is worth every single penny to go out there. Hi, Nate Dougie behind the camera. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. Well, See, the problem is younger people are gathering in these bars. I'm not even looking to do that. The problem is they're not practicing social distancing. So that's why that's happening. The younger people are getting it because they're not being smart. They're not wearing the face mask when they're not eating. Honestly, you really should have the face mask on when you're not eating. It just makes sense. But when you're eating, you can't. They don't have a face mask that goes into a mouth. The whole purpose is to keep your mouth covered so that when you don't spread germs. Like right now, me talking, I'm spreading germs, but I'm safe at home. I don't need to wear a mask in a house that I live in. But if I'm going to a public place, then obviously I need to wear a mask. No, my estimate and my guess would be sometime between mid to late August. I believe so. Yeah, I think Ohio is going down. Let me check the New York NY Times. I personally don't really care for the New York Times, but the only good thing about this is the COVID charts. I don't really care about the news from the New York Times, but they actually give pretty decent COVID charts, so I actually give them credit for that. And like I said, once again, I really would use Safari for live streaming. However, StreamYard does not support Safari, so I am unfortunately forced to use Google Chrome, which I absolutely hate. But it looks like, yeah, let's see. Just looking this way. Oh wow, there's a lot of Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is a map of the country. I'll actually show you. This is on the New York Times, by the way. Let me show you. This doesn't. Okay, perfect. I finally. Okay, so this is on the New York Times. So you can see right here, there's a couple of spots here and there, but it's only little flare-ups. I mean, it's probably going to be down. It's going to go down the next day. Obviously, Tuesday is when it goes up, and that's expected. And like Mississippi, not Louisiana. Actually, no, Louisiana might actually be going back up again. Wow, second peak for Louisiana. That sucks. But like down here in the South, like North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, like all these states, surprisingly not this part of Texas, this is where coronavirus is really the new hotspot for coronavirus, unfortunately. And then California is getting hit pretty hard too. Some rural areas out here, like in Wisconsin, are definitely getting hit hard. Chicago, surprisingly, is finally going down, which is a very good sign and very encouraging. Pennsylvania is certainly going down in the Philly area. Their number of cases are definitely going down. And you're going to have flare-ups. It's going to happen. But like I said, I really don't think it's a reason to close everything up again. We certainly can't take a second shutdown, and I think everybody's doing everything possible so that we don't have a second shutdown again, because that would just be devastating. Imagine all the elevators we would lose. I mean, look, it's bad enough we lost Macy's and Comac, Nordstrom's and Freehold. What was the other one? And Sears. I didn't get to go to Sears at Smith Haven and Kmart at Penn Station. So I personally would not like to lose any more. We've already lost 2 elevators. Two were my own personal fault, and 2 were not my fault. Nordstrom's was not my fault. That was literally an unexpected meteor coming down. And Macy's and Comac, that was because the landlord pretty much held them to their word and said, "Yeah, you got to be out of here by June 30th," which is just very unfortunate in my opinion. Hershey won't require masks on boardwalk attractions. That makes sense because COVID doesn't spread in water, and also I don't think they don't want masks to get destroyed. I agree too, absolutely. Because the problem is we will get severe consequences if we do shut down again. So we just need to be smart. The last thing we need is for another shutdown and more store closings to occur. Yeah, I agree. None of us can do another shutdown. I personally don't want to do another shutdown. It was bad enough we had to do this one. I certainly would hate to do another shutdown. I believe so. I think. Let me see. See maps and cases. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely increasing in a lot of states. COVID is definitely increasing. The cases remain the same, decreasing. But man, I will tell you, this has been one hell of a journey. That is for sure. It's been one hell of a journey. And the fact that this all went down my first year of college is pretty incredible. Like my fall semester was fine. Nothing happened. And then spring, it just got bad. Like it just got bad and it got bad quick. Nevada. Let's see. Yes, Nevada is going up, unfortunately. Because well, Nevada really hasn't hit their peak. That's the problem. So every state is going to have to hit their peak, unfortunately, in order for them to get down the mountain. But it would personally suck if there is a second wave, and I'm crossing my fingers and knocking on wood that there will not be a wave. Yeah, careful and common sense. That's all we need to do. Just wear the mask if you can't practice social distancing. Yeah, no, I agree. Yep, this has been quite a year for retail, that's for sure. 6 nights ago, we overpaid on gas because we did not like crowded gas stations. Higher price, less crowd. Costco gas stations are always packed. Price paid $2.62, $2.66 a gallon, with a total of $45.41. That is very expensive for gas. That is just very expensive for gas. Plus, Costco is one of the worst places to get gas. I mean, it is literally one of the worst places to get gas. In my opinion, at least, it is one of the worst places. So, anyways, but yeah, that's a rip. $45.41. I would have said, "You're gonna rob me? Then I don't want the gas." Or you should have just picked that. Or you should have just said, "Yeah, I don't want that gas." Well, that's because hydraulic oil leaked. That's why. Simon had to do that for the safety of the guests and the customers in that mall. Yeah. It is. It gets very packed in there, and it is really not my favorite store to shop in personally. It is very overcrowded. It's big. It is a big place. I mean, we have a super center, I would say maybe less than 5 minutes away from where I am, but it's not my favorite place to go personally. It doesn't it's pretty much just a big warehouse. It doesn't share any history. There's no cool significance about it, and yeah.
All right, and we are back. So, anyways, so getting back to what I was saying about Costco. Yeah, Costco is a nice place to shop. It's just it's very warehousey, and I'm not really personally a big fan of their architecture. But yes, it is a nice place to shop. They do offer some great products. But it's really not my favorite store, you know? I kind of like the classic architecture of like a J.C. Penney or like a Sears. And sadly, I know that those stores' days are numbered. I mean, Westfield South Shore is closing at some point this summer, which is a shame. But the good news is I have decent amount of time to get out there. But I'm trying to get out there as soon as possible. In the event there does happen to be another COVID lockdown, but hopefully that won't be the case. So, anyways, so nothing yet on Sears layoffs. Yeah, I don't know. There was something going around about those other three stores, but I don't think it's true. People getting furloughed. Eddie can't afford to keep 600K annual payment to keep Sears Arena name. Wow, there's a Sears Center Arena. Wow, that's a shame. Yeah, that's when you know that Sears is in trouble when they can't even keep their name on an arena, and that's Hoffman States, Illinois. That's right around where the company is based. Wow, wow, that is sad. That is just sad. Looks like a very old logo too for Sears. But wow, I didn't even know that Sears had a center in Illinois. That is just sad. Yeah, that too. They couldn't keep their name on the Wills Tower, which that's also sad. Now they can't even keep their name on Arena. That's when you know that Sears is. I think, guys, I think personally, Sears' days are numbered. I think they're very, and they're numbered in a shorter way. I think J.C. Penney has maybe another 2 years, but personally, Sears I think is done. You know, the company is not going to be able to move forward. I would expect maybe another round, the completed round of the closures to come out as soon as possible. But I don't see the company going forward this year. I think J.C. Penney at least has maybe 1 to 2 more years, and I think after that they're done. Neiman Marcus is pretty much in some trouble. Lord and Taylor at this point is almost done. It's just a matter of time for Lee Totet to make the announcement, and then obviously, of course, you have other stores like Macy's closing hundreds of stores and all that other kind of stuff. Meadowood Mall was that also on the list of 154, or that dodged that list too? That's pretty good if it dodged both lists. Phase three for New York City is coming July 6th, according to one of my friends from school. Let me see. So 2 weeks, yeah, because it has to be 2 weeks. Yeah, it's a shame. Hopefully, Ohio will go back to school this year. I'm sure they will, but there's going to be some guidelines. Obviously. So, but there will be guidelines on that. I still, uh, tired from work. I guess that makes sense. Thoughts on the political landscape and our culture? Don't really have a comment on that, and this is probably not the place I don't want to talk about it. This is not the place for me to talk about it. Have you been to Cherry Hill Mall before? No. It is one of the places on my bucket list at some point. Yeah, I think what is going to happen is the cafeterias in schools will have to remain closed. So I think what is going to happen is students will be forced to literally eat their lunches in the classroom. I think that is what is going to happen. So I guess for some schools in particular, whatever their homeroom is, that's where they're going to have to go eat lunch. And the lunches will probably have to be put in a brown plastic bag specifically delivered to their classroom. I think that's how they can do it safely, for the time being, at least. Yeah. Oh, no, I know. I know. I've seen videos of that before. Yeah. Cherry Hill is definitely one of those places I want to get to. The whole semester is going to be online, fall 2020. No, I haven't heard what Bergen is going to do yet. Hmm. Yeah, I know. He was asked by I know he was asked by security. Wow. Well, that makes sense. I mean, but I'm surprised. I mean, did they send an email? Is that why for Westchester Community College? No, I don't think so. Well, I know Penn PREIT is not a huge fan of photography. Yeah, probably. That's probably what's going to happen. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to do like a lineup thing where they're just going to drop it off pretty much. I think that's what's going to happen. So let's say in particular you're a senior graduating high school and you got a Chromebook and said, and they graduated and they need to return it to the school, so they'll just drop it off they'll get their belongings and maybe get their graduation diploma or something, like seniors in particular, and that goes for private and public schools. Wow, that's crazy. I really wonder if my community college is going to be fall in line. Oh, you kept yours? Nice. Were you allowed to keep your school MacBook? That's actually really good um if they did, because that means you get a really nice piece of hardware for the next couple of years. But yeah, I think that's what's going to happen, especially for seniors and probably only seniors though. Deptford really doesn't have anything special, and it's also very far away from where I live. It's South Jersey. I'm in North Jersey. That's about probably a 2 hour drive. There's only so far I can go. I typically stick with North and being in the New York metro area, so that's what I typically do. So yeah, but I wonder if my community college is going to do fall in line. I was hearing rumors about it, but I don't know if they've confirmed it or not. So I don't know. Wow, $20 to keep a MacBook Air. That's actually really good. That's a really good price to pay. $20. I mean, obviously you've used it, but wow, that's smart. That's really smart. The fact that they let you keep it for $20, that's a smart move. That's a really smart move. But eventually, as time goes on, and as because I learned this too, as my channel was growing, I could not handle having a MacBook Air because I had a MacBook Air, but I realized that I was doing all these crazy trips and I needed something for better performance and better power. Um, so I just said, you know what, let me just do it because I needed more storage and stuff, and more of my life was kind of moving on the laptop. So depending on the way schools are in the fall, I may very well get myself a new laptop, but I might wait. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. It depends on the way that the way that coronavirus goes. If it's all going to be online, like the whole semester, yeah, I'm going to have to buy myself a new laptop. But that's only if the whole semester is like online. You also have to pay GSP tolls to go through. Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I'm sorry. 200 a year. Yeah, 200 times four is 1,000, and typically a MacBook Air is $1,000. Yeah, so you pretty much paid for it while you were going to school. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean they're pretty solid laptops, and it's really worked out pretty well for all the videos that I put out. So it really makes great videos. That's all I'm saying. Dealt with Windows XP. Yikes, that's probably not an operating system you want to use in 2020. Windows XP is very bad. It's a very bad OS to use nowadays. Yeah, I have another commitment on Friday, so I'm not going to be able to do a Q&A live stream. I might do another Q&A live stream on Thursday to make up for Friday, but I'm doing one today and I'm doing one Thursday. The reason why I'm not doing coronavirus updates is because it's not really that bad anymore and things are starting to open up again, so really no point for me to do that. Yes, Westfield, South Shore, still waiting on Lord and Taylor to open up. JCPenney opened up, Macy's opened up, and Dick's Sporting Goods opened up. I'm just waiting for Lord and Taylor to do so. So, but unfortunately, it might be limited hours. But I don't know. If they open it up, hopefully it'll be full hours. I don't know yet when they're going to open up the store personally. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to make it there this summer. We'll see though. We'll see. Yeah, Windows XP is not. I would strongly disagree with the use of Windows XP in 2020, unless you're using it for a very, very, very specific specific application. I would strongly recommend against the use of Windows XP. The very minimum anybody should be using is Windows 7, and even that nowadays is obsolete. So for anybody using Windows, I recommend Windows 10. It's a pretty good OS in my opinion. All right, Fantech0104, thanks for joining the live stream. Hope to see you pretty soon. And let me know if you go to Poughkeepsie or not. So states like North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Atlanta, Alabama, Florida is getting hit really hard, and Florida might be being the next epicenter of the coronavirus. So yeah, and California is getting hit pretty hard too. Oh yeah, no, of course. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, only because here's the thing: I go to malls early in the morning, and I might try to do something where I hit the mall in the morning and then get on the road to go back home. So I would maybe try to go. I will let you know. It just, I mean, like you know where to find me. Just send me something if you know you plan on going a day, and I'll let you know my thing so that if I do end up going that same day you're going, then maybe we can arrange something. But if not, I will keep you posted, and you know where to find me, Matt. So just I'll keep you in the loop, definitely. Windows 95 is dated. Of course, Windows 95 is dated. Even the name is dated. It's from 1995. Yeah, I mean, 11 is fine, and I know obviously they're doing limited hours because of everything's going on with COVID. But yeah, I don't know. I like I said, I haven't even really thought about it. I've had summer classes, so it's pretty much the last thing that's on my mind right now. But yeah, lots of pictures. Oh, happy birthday to your mom. They didn't. Our 19th birthday coming up in 5 days. Sweet. There hasn't been made a decision yet about schools. Yeah. States now have a lot more time to make decisions about schools, although they're coming up with plans now that have to be submitted by July. So, yeah. I don't know. The states now, especially all the 50 states in our country, now have more time to prepare and plan for the fall in particular. So, anyways, whew. Of course, they will do COVID testing. That's with any school at this point. That's with any school. July 20th, solid, solid. Everybody's birthday's coming up. I mean, that makes sense. Dwayne Reed ain't anything special. So, but yeah, so we'll see about Harrisburg, and we'll see about Westfield South Shore. I'm gonna try and do Monmouth as well because they have the Crate and Barrel, but maybe when there's something closing there, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see about Monmouth. I want to try and do a couple malls this summer: Westfield South Shore, Monmouth Mall, and I want to also try and possibly do Ocean County. I want to see if we could do at least 3 or 4, depending on the way everything goes with COVID and stuff. But obviously, obviously going to practice safety, going to use hand sanitizer before and after filming. Yeah. So, I mean, I advise everybody to do the same. Either you wear gloves, although gloves it's uncomfortable to wear to hold a camera, or just use hand sanitizer before and after filming an elevator. That's what I've always done. And remember, when you're done filming an elevator, don't touch your face, don't touch your mask. Make sure to immediately, right after you're done with filming the video, make sure to use the nearby hand sanitizer station. I'm sure it will. No, only because I've been there recently. Otherwise, I gladly would. 35 minutes, that's nothing, dude. 35 minutes is nothing. That's pretty close. Shit. Damn. I wish I was that close. I am maybe an hour away from Westfield South Shore. 35 minutes is nothing. That is absolutely nothing. 35 minutes. That's you can definitely take the drive out there. That's nothing. I believe so. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of Dwayne Reed. You guys are asking a lot of good questions tonight. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try and do the train and stuff. Um, it's a little bit hard to drive to Long Island because you got to go over the bridge. You got to pay a bunch of tolls. I think with the train, it's just a little bit easier from where I am living, at least. Just the transportation out to Long Island and from here, it's just a lot more accessible. And I think it's better personally than crossing the GWB and taking all these crazy roads. It's just easier for me, and obviously, I'm going to wear a mask. Probably take a couple of Clorox wipes with me to wipe down about 8 different train seats, and then obviously using hand sanitizer before and after filling an elevator. I just want to play it safe. That's all at the end of the day. Bye, Alex, elevator fan. Thanks for joining the live stream. Oh no, exactly. So I wash my hands before and after filming, and I don't touch my face, which means if I use it before, my hands are clean, and then after my hands are clean, then if there was any COVID on my hands, it's pretty much gone. So it's more about being careful. It's more about not getting the disease, and it's just being careful at the end of the day. That's what it's about. It's about making sure your hands are clean, making sure you're doing public transportation right, and wiping down the seat. As long as I take all those precautions, I should be more than okay to take a train to go to a mall. That's just the Kmart in particular. It's not the township. No, it was just the store in particular. Not very friendly people. In Merrick, closed in March. Oh well, that's really not that much of a loss. That's just the drugstore. Those are just generic stores. Now, something that's a loss. Talk about J.C. Penney or talk about Macy's and not Comac, although that's gone now. Um, but something like Macy's Hicksville, yeah, and J.C. Penney Westfield South Shore and J.C. Penney Westfield Sunrise, those are losses. So, hey, Carlos hates COVID-19. How are you? I might do that too. I'm thinking about buying. You know how they have those like little bottle of Purells? I'm thinking about that too. I'm thinking about that. Like, I have a convenience store pretty close to where I live, So what I might end up doing, um, yeah, I might very well pick up one of those little bottles and just hand sanitize myself. You know, same thing with even buying train tickets. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to maybe bring an extra Clorox wipe to like literally wipe down the train ticket machine. So that's pretty good. The Macy's in Comac is not reopening for liquidations. Well, that makes sense. I mean, I'm not sorry, that makes sense. Well, that's because the landlord is holding them to their word and saying that they have to be out of there by June 30th, unfortunately. No, but Westfield South Shore JCPenney's a loss because of the Dover and the Burlington. And like I said again, if the comments and the responses are delayed about 2 seconds, so I do apologize about that. No, it is not closing. It's actually the last JCPenney on Long Island because now JCPenney at Westfield South Shore is closing. I was very upset. I was very upset when I saw that list this morning on CNBC. Very upsetting news, unfortunately. It's people that are now out of a job because of an unavoidable pandemic. I mean, JCPenney internally was already struggling, but this honestly, coronavirus might very well be the final nail in the coffin for them. So Woodbridge Center, yeah, Woodbridge Center, the interior of the mall, by the order of the government, can open on Monday, June 29th, 2020. Wow, one JCPenney left on Long Island. That's right, only one, because Green Acres Mall and Valley Stream closed earlier this year. Smith Haven closed in 2019, and Sunrise closed in 2017. Yeah, it was Westfield Sunrise, then it was Smith Haven Mall, then it was Green Acres, and now it's Westfield South Shore. And then the only one left is Roosevelt Field. And after that one closes, there'll be no JCPenney's on Long Island. Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, no, those Kones are terrible at JCPenney. The only good thing about those things are the motors. Yes, June 29th. That's the day that malls are allowed to be opened by the order of the governor. There are two Sears stores on Long Island, Green Acres Mall and Westfield Sunrise. Yeah, which I don't even know how the Westfield Sunrise is still open. It's incredible. That store has dodged a lot of lists, and then the three Sears stores in New Jersey that have dodged several lists. It's incredible. It's actually incredible that those stores have dodged so many Sears and Kmart closing lists. All right. Hi, Michael. How are you, man? Oh, I do too. I hate the Roosevelt Field replacements. The Kones in there run so they are such trash. It's literally the same exact Kone elevators that are in Garage B at Westfield Garden State Plaza. Oh, awesome. I would say September or October that's going to open, unless they're waiting until there's a vaccine that's developed. So that's something that's also possible too. I mean, it's going to happen. You have to know what you're going to say. So you just, if they ask you to leave and it's private property, then yes, you do have to leave. You can't ask about that. You can't really be against that. If you're on private property and you're asked to stop taking pictures and leave, you have to comply because it's not public property. There's a difference. Private, you have to comply, but public, you don't have to comply. Well, because Simon wanted the quick and cheapest, they wanted the cheapest bidder. That's what a mall wants nowadays. They literally want the cheapest bidder for an elevator. And at the time when Roosevelt Field was being renovated between 2012 and 2014, the cheapest bidder, unfortunately, was the Kone Corporation. Oh, Chewbacca was beautiful, absolutely beautiful. But it's a shame they had to replace it. So, but you know what? The hydraulic oil leaked, so that was the issue. I do too. I'm so glad I made that trip in 2014 to see it. No regrets with that trip, that's for sure. I've made several trips. I've made that trip. Um, I went to Long Island earlier this year for Hicksville. So I've made several trips, and I'm excited to start going back out again real soon. So the last mall that I filmed was Brunswick Square on March 10th. That was the last mall that I filmed before everything went down. Well, I think Simon cares more about the upper scale, like the looks of the property, not so much more about um, the actual elevators within the place. So that's why I miss Chewbacca. Are glass elevators more expensive than metal elevators? Yes, because there's glass that has to be installed in order for the elevators to work themselves and for the people to have a chance to see outside. Although when I went to the Livingston Mall back in March, like very early March before COVID went down, they actually had a medical center ad covering up the glass in front of Lord and Taylor, which was a real shame. But Simon wants to get any money they can get, so slap an ad on a glass elevator, and that's how they make revenue. Um, okay, see you soon. Carlos hates COVID-19. The last mall that for Broadway comments for the Macy's. Yeah, I filmed that in February. I figured, you know what, I needed to get out there because, like I said, it was the tallest suburban department store in the United States of America, and it had those beautiful vintage 1956 armors. And man, did those things were fun to ride. It's a real shame that that store will never open up again. But that store was expected to close on March 22nd. However, obviously, as everybody knows, due to the coronavirus crisis and pandemic, that store was forced to close on March 17th. True. That's very true. You still have the Bloomingdale's elevator, which is a very nice Schindler RT that's a dry part and has quite a roaring Schindler RT motor. Something I will definitely have to visit if a major anchor that's not JCPenney decides to close at Roosevelt Field. I know. You had the basement, you had level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, and then finally you had level 5, which actually was a restaurant on the top. And before that, it was, I mean, actually after the restaurant, I believe it was just a bunch of offices. Well, is it the cool feature of hearing all the DreamWorks soundtracks while you're riding down the lazy river? That's going to be epic. I hope that that opens up. But I know with everything going on, I don't know if that's going to become a reality. But I mean, they better. I really would like to see that DreamWorks water park. Yeah. So American Dream is now going to be 70% entertainment and now 30% retail, which makes sense. Pittsburgh. Oh, nice. I don't really visit that store that much, so I would not know. I would imagine it's on probably the very lower level. Again, it could very well be behind an employee door, but that I don't know. Yeah, 3 food holes, and it will be delivered to the DreamWorks water park. Interesting. Very interesting. I hope that opens up soon because I would love to experience that water park. That is going to be one insane water park when it does open up. Yeah, so 4 used to be a floor, but then Macy's decided to downsize, so instead they had the lower level, which the basement had a very cellar look. Then you had level 1, then you have level 2, and then you have level 3. But level 4 used to be part of the store, and then they actually walled it off with an escalator a couple of years ago. And the elevator that had the Epco buttons got was completely shut off completely. Which honestly, that elevator wasn't anything special. I think they probably tried to mod it, and then they just said, "No, we don't want to mod this anymore. This is not a high performing store." So, but I'm glad I got to see it. Definitely worth the money I paid to go see that mall. Very long ride on New Jersey Transit and a very long ride on the Long Island Railroad. But you know what? Hey, at least I got to ride an M7 and I got to ride a New Jersey Transit Bombardé, a multi-level car. So two train cars that I got a full experience on. I like the multi levels though. They're nice. I like the multi levels more so because you know it's not like you're right by the door. You're like it's like you're upstairs. You're not downstairs and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to Westfield South Shore pretty soon. It's quite possible if Tallman is looking to acquire. I think it would be smart because A, then Westfield would have control of both New Jersey's premier mall properties. But I think Westfield could very well look into, or Unibail Rodamco could very well look into buying Tallman. I think it would be a very smart move. Brookfield already has enough properties in there, but I could imagine Westfield Short Hills. That could be a very nice mall name, and it could be a very nice way for Westfield to not only have the success of Westfield Garden State Plaza, but completely rebranding the mall at Short Hills to Westfield Short Hills. I think it sounds much nicer. Like it sounds much nicer than the mall at Short Hills. And it shortens it too, like Westfield Short Hills. Like who would love that? I mean, I could agree, right? I mean, Westfield Short Hills. No, it wouldn't be called the Westfield Mall at Short Hills. It would be called Westfield Short Hills. That's what it would be called. And it's already upscale. So then Westfield could expand on their success already happening at Westfield Garden State Plaza, and now they have Westfield Short Hills. So that gives them two properties in New Jersey to even the playing field with the two suburban malls. Um, but I don't think they would want there. That I don't know. Probably not, because like I said, he's a premise resident, so you can't really convince somebody who's a much older gentleman and doesn't really know much about American Dream. But it's not really going to be a mall. It's going to be, like I said, 70% entertainment and 30% retail. It was actually a 45-55, but obviously, aimed COVID, it got changed, and a lot of tenants probably didn't want to open their store anymore. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's true. It could confuse residents, but I don't think I don't think it'd be that bad of a confusion though. Or they could do Westfield Short Hills Mall. That's too. So I have to go now. Stay safe. Bye. All right, bye elevators. All right. Do you think the Westies and the Schindlers will still be original? Probably not, but I don't know what's gonna happen with Taubman. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens with the whole Taubman and Simon thing. So anyways, all right. So I think there is people that are leaving the live stream. So I'm actually going to go ahead and leave the live stream anyways. So I want to thank you guys again for watching Q&A live stream. I had a really good time asking a lot of your questions, guys. I really enjoyed that. So we'll have another live stream like this again tomorrow. Um, it will be in a different room, but you guys probably don't really care about that. So yeah, yeah, that's my favorite too. I don't know. It's probably two different people, their living areas and environments is probably why. But yeah, so like I said, people are leaving, and I think we've been going for about an hour now, so I think we're gonna go ahead and end the live stream for tonight. So, anyways, guys, I want to thank you again for watching Q&A live stream number 56. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys tomorrow for another Q&A live stream. Coronavirus updates are over. We're going back to Q&A live stream. So, anyways, guys, thank you again for watching, and that will be it. See you soon.